Welcome back to Day Art Survival Online. This is mobile gaming. Alright, guys. Our last episode, we saw Sasha. She was in jail. And now we got to help her escape because she is my daughter. She's gonna die. Boris is gonna execute her. So let's go and begin the playing with fire. I spent the rest of the day feverishly thinking about what I was facing. Lying in my cot in the infirmary, I ran through all my options in my head. To face Sasha, I need to unlock her jail cell. Sasha said that the key was kept in Boris's office. That makes sense. She is an important prisoner for him. Let's say I get the key and unlock the cell. How are the two of us supposed to get out of the Fortitude town? First things first, I need a plan to get some weapons. All my belongings are still in the car, but I can't get a gun from there. Outsiders are prohibited from carrying weapons inside the town. Sentries are patrolling along the parking lot and the gate. They'll arrest me on the spot. The second problem is that even with the weapons, Sasha and I can't fight off all the step noise. And we can't just sneak out under the Major's order. A small contingent of soldiers stay awake all night to ensure that the garrison is ready to fend off a bandit attack at any time of the day or night. The only solution I could think of was to create a diversion. I thought of the tanks full of diesel next to the generator. The command unit was located nearby. If I poured gasoline over the command unit and lit it, the locals will go crazy trying to put it out until the tanks heat up enough for the diesel inside the combos. Then Sasha and I would take advantage of the chaos and get out of there. The clock had struck midnight. It was a bright night with a full moon in a cloudless sky. Time to get to work. Alright, let's leave the Oh, Wooly, look at that. There's a little map for us to do here. Alright, this is different than before. Alright, let's do this. I'm standing in the empty forecourt between the infirmary and the weapons warehouse. The barracks is adjacent to the warehouse. Next to the barracks, 6 soldiers are sitting on crates, trading war stories. They are all armed. Behind the barracks, I can see the squat 2-story officers' house where the major and the other officers sleep. And farther on, through the double chain link fence, I can see the civilians' houses. From here, I can go along the infirmary wall to the main parade ground. If I go past the warehouse and turn left, this will lead me to the canteen and jailhouse. Alright, so these are the options. So I remember playing last time that I need to go through the infirmary first. Right, let's try that. In the main room of the infirmary, 5 soldiers sleep peacefully on hard cots. They received their injuries in the attack on the Apicon base. The major ordered that the remaining wounded would be cared for by the town civilians. I crossed the main room and went to a cramped washroom. From here, I could move into the back room or go outside into the yard behind the infirmary. In the infirmary's back room, which serves as both the attendance room and the operating room, there were bandages, medical supplies, tools for amputation, old equipments, and other medical instruments. It's locked right now, and the senior attendant has the only key. Alright, well, let's go into the yard. Somebody had created a small garden here at one time, but now it had fallen into disuse. Berries had withered on bushes, broken beds had been invaded by brown weeds, and the small gazebo had rotted and collapsed. I spotted a rusty hacksaw, missing its handle among the wooden planks, and there was a small crowbar that was much better preserved than a knife. Alright, we gotta take that crowbar because it will be in use for us. I'm in the abandoned garden behind the infirmary. There's nothing of note here. The rusty hacksaw is of no use, but I've taken the crowbar. Alright, well now that we got the crowbar, we need to go to the main parade ground. Alright, where is that main parade? Oh, there we go, number 5. I'm at the main parade ground in Stepnoy. There's nothing else here. To the east, it is particularly collapsed shower block. Construction of the new block hasn't started yet, so the town's inhabitants go to the village to wash. The command unit lies to the north of the parade ground, and beyond it is a diesel generator box. From here, I can go across the bridge or the canal to the parking lot. If I follow the canal west, I will end up at the infirmary and the weapons warehouse. Alright, next guys, you need to go to the command unit. A single-story wooden building stands before me, painted a dark red color. 2 USSR flags fluttered in the wind above the imposing door. There are large windows on either side of the door. I can't get in. There are 2 locks on the door. I could break a window and climb in that way, but if I do that, anybody who happens to be on the parade ground will notice the broken glass and raise the alarm. Alright, next, you guys need to choose the number 1. Go around the command unit. There's another large window at the back of the command unit. I could climb through there. I'll need a crowbar or something similar to break the glass. The generator is noisy, so it's unlikely anybody will hear the glass smashing. Next, we gotta break the window with the crowbar. Alright, I'm at the back of the command unit. The window had been smashed. The crowbar shards litter the ground. If I go in, I'll almost certainly cut myself on some glass. Well, we need to climb inside anyway. We gotta do it. I'm inside the command unit, in the office, where I've talked to the major on 3 occasions. There's an empty wine bottle and 2 glasses on Boris's desk. I notice the major's coat hanging up as I came in. There's a portrait of Brezhnev on the wall, and next to it is a huge map of the Soviet Union. An old red hologram sits in the corner. On the opposite wall, there's a door leading to the second room. Alright guys, well in here we gotta search everything, including this room and the second room. So, let's search the major's desk. The top drawer of the major's desk contained a load of ancient papers, a whole set of ballpoint pens that had run out of ink, and other office stuff. In the bottom drawer, I found another 3 wine bottles, a couple of glasses, a photo of a young officer who looked a little like Boris, an ashtray, and a pack of cigarettes. That must be his son, I think, that picture. Only 1 cigarette was left in the pocket. We gotta take that cigarettes. It will be in use later on. I know that for sure. Next, go to the major's coat. There wasn't anything valuable in the coat pockets. In one pocket, I found a gray and crumpled rag that Boris was probably using as a handkerchief. In the other pocket, I found a couple of 1 ruble coins. Rubles had been worthless for many years. Oh, the key's not in there? Next, examine the second room. The second room was much smaller than the first. I could only guess at its purpose. Yep, interrogation room, I think. Alright, I think so. There was a small desk, chair, and stool in the middle of the room. In the corner, I saw a bucket of dirty water and a mop. In another corner, the coat from Boris' dress uniform was hanging up. It was in perfect condition, which suggested that Boris had only worn it once or twice. Opportunities to do so probably dried up pretty soon after. There was a small dark stain on the stool. It looked like blood. It's Sasha's blood. Search that coat, man. The coat pockets were empty, but there was a key in the lock on the desk door. It was on a key ring, along with 3 other keys. Maybe one of these keys will work on the door to the jail. There wasn't anything interesting in the drawer itself. Well, we gotta take those keys. One of them has to be the key to Sasha's jail. Alright, we got everything. Alright, we got everything now. Since we got everything, let's climb back out through the broken window. Next, we gotta go back to the command unit entrance. Now, we gotta go back to the parade ground where it all started. And now... Alright, next, we gotta go across the bridge to the parking lot. There we go. We are in the parking lot. Now we gotta go to the guard post and get that rifle. A light bulb is shining in the window of the single-story concrete building. I try to stay out of the light so the guards don't see me. And I go around the building and stand outside the door. It's shut. Alright, next we gotta go find the key. One of the key worked. After 2 turns and 2 shoves, the door creaked open on its own, as if it was inviting me in. Clearly, a construction defect meant that it didn't stay closed very easily. Let's enter the guard post. I'm standing in the guard post single room. It's cold, uncomfortable. The corners are strewn with cobwebs. 3 mattresses with pillows lie along the walls, apart from the rough hawn stools and the rickety table. There's nothing else in the room. Only one of the 4 light bulbs works. Alright, time to search the guard post for that rifle. While searching, I found a small closet. I'd missed it at first because of the cobwebs. It contained firewood, broken fencing, and chairs with no seat in them. Beside the bucket of wood shavings, there was an old Mosin Nagant rifle with the stock broken in half. I picked it up. Sure, firing it would be extremely awkward, but it would do in a pinch. I found a few cartridges in a drawer in the table. Alright, we gotta take that rifle and put the cartridges in the pockets. Alright, now we gotta get out of here. Alright, here, now let's leave, lock the door, and go back to the parking lot. Next, we gotta get some gas, man. We gotta get some... Whoa. Alright, we gotta go to the garage. So, number 5, go towards the garages. 3 garages stand in a row. 2 are locked with integrated locks on the doors, but the 3rd only has a padlock. I can't see the guards from behind the Kamaz, and they can't see me. Alright, let's see here. Find the key to the padlock. I don't have the garage keys. One of the keys worked. I went into the garage and shut the door quietly behind me. It was pitch black and smelled of gasoline. I felt for the light switch and flicked it, but the lights didn't come on. Either the power was off, there was no bulbs, or they had blown. Somebody had kindly left a hefty flashlight underneath the light switch. It worked, but the battery was running low, and the light it emitted was very weak. I'm in a dark garage. In the muted beam of the flashlight, I saw jerry cans, lots of them, more than 30. At a guess, this place is full of gasoline. Apart from the jerry cans, the only other things in the garage were dirty rags. I thought I heard someone shouting outside. I better get out of here before I'm seen. Alright, well, before we get out of here, we gotta take 1 jerry can of gasoline. There we go. The jerry can felt awkwardly light. I shook it, then shone the flashlight inside. Empty. The next one was empty too. I started picking up cans at random. They were all the same. Well, some of them had dribbles of gasoline left, but right at the bottom, it looks like gasoline is stored in a different garage, and this is where they brought the empty cans. Tough luck. Pour the leftover gasoline from the other jerry cans into one can. Let's do that. Pouring gasoline from one can to another in almost total darkness while trying to be quiet and not spill a single drop is almost impossible feat. It felt like it took forever. When I was finished, I stank of gas. My face and hand were smeared with the stuff, and I only had 5 liters to show for all my hard work. But it better than nothing. Alright, well, I'm in a dark garage. I got that jerry can, and there's only 30 cans and almost no gasoline. The little I could find, I've already poured into my own jerry can. There's nothing more for me to do here. Alright, let's go back to the parking lot next. Alright, next we gotta go back, guys. We gotta go across the bridge to the main garage ground, number 4. Next, we need to go talk to those guys that are set and sitting together, smoking cigarettes. Alright, so we gotta go toward the infirmary and the weapons warehouse. Next, I think we gotta go approach the soldiers. Alright, let's do that. Let's approach the soldiers. The soldiers scooted over, freeing up space for me on the second crate. I sat down. There was an awkward silence. The soldiers were watching me expectantly. Well, let's see here. Guys, do you have a light? Number 2. Sorry, pal. You may as well call us non-smokers. Cigarettes are in short supply. Alright, so that's not it. Then tell me how you are. Let's get up and leave. Alright, well, we gotta go toward the jail. That's what we gotta do. So number 6, go toward the jail. Next, we gotta approach the smokers. So that's number 1. As I approached, the soldiers whispered some comments to each other and stopped talking all at once. They even took their cigarettes out of their mouth. All 3 of them tense as they waited to hear what I would say. I probably interrupted an important conversation. Alright, let's, got a light? The jailer sighed in relief and pulled a lighter out of his pocket. Sure. Now, do us a favor and let us talk in private. We have a minor conflict to settle. He lit up my cigarette, put the lighter away, and made a show of waiting for me to leave on my merry way. Thank you. You really helped me out. Alright, we got our cigarette, and it's lit. Now we got it going. Alright, well, we gotta set the world on fire. Well, set the area on fire, actually. So we gotta go towards the weapons warehouse. Next, we gotta go back to the main parade ground. Go toward the command unit. Now, go around the command unit. Carefully climb inside. Pour the gasoline over the room. There wasn't all that much gasoline in the jerry can, so I took the pains when pouring it. I needed to cover as much space as possible. The building was made of wood, but I wasn't sure that the fire would light quickly. I couldn't let the locals put the fire out before the whole building was burning and before the diesel tanks were at risk of combustion. Now, I just need to get outside and set it alight. Ooh, we gotta get that going. We gotta set everything on fire, and so that they'll be distracted so that we can go save Sasha. Alright, carefully climb out through the broken window. Next, we gotta throw the lit cigarette inside. It seemed like the cigarette hadn't even hit the fire before flames rose up, and I was hit by a wall of unbearable heat. I need to find somewhere to hide and wait until the fire spreads to the whole building, and somebody raises the alarm. Initially, I considered doing it myself, but I soon abandoned the idea. Going around yelling about fire would be too suspicious. The fire would distract the people of Stepnoy, but my task will still be extremely difficult. Either way, it's done. There's no going back now. Ooh. Alright. Tip: if the survivor can make it through the army town without attracting attention, it'll be easier to free Sasha and flee. But remember, time is of the essence. Alright guys, so we gotta be stealthy. So we gotta run to the infirmary and hole up in the washroom. I ran to the infirmary and went into the washroom to wait, watching through the little window. The fire got going much faster than I expected. In less than 10 minutes, the silence was broken by wailing sirens. Somebody had seen the fire. I watched as people swarmed around the burning building, mostly half-dressed soldiers. The officers were running around giving orders for fighting the fire. There weren't enough buckets, and getting water directly from the canal would be very difficult. The infirmary door was thrown open, and a crowd of people carrying buckets rushed in. That's when I spotted the faucet right next to me. Of course, I was in the washroom. I sprinted out the back door into the yard. Had someone noticed me? It was possible. Alright, we gotta wait for the right moment. Go around the infirmary and run to the jail. Fortune was smiling on me. I didn't meet a single person as I ran through the town. All personnel were busy putting out the fire. My plan was working. And then, as if to mock me, at the door to the ration warehouse, I crashed into the jailer. He looked at me in shock. What are you doing here? Didn't you hear the siren? The command unit is on fire! Everybody's trying to put it out! The jailer stared at me in confusion. I heard the siren, but the prisoner have to be watched, no matter what's going on. It's the rules. He slowed down. What are you doing here? Anyhow, why are you putting out the fire with everybody else? Well, guys, I actually pressed the shoot the guard, so I shot the guard. I thought quickly. Then I took the rifle stolen from the guard post and fired at the jailer. The bullet must have hit his heart because he died almost instantly. Oh, poor guy. He was just doing his job. Oh, I feel bad, but blood is thicker than water. I gotta save Sasha. Alright, the bullet must have hit his heart because he died almost instantly. The expression captured forever on his face wasn't one of fear, but one of genuine confusion. I could only hope that nobody had heard the gunshot. Alright, next we gotta search his body for some items. Surprisingly, the jailer's pockets were completely empty. I didn't even find the lighter you used to light my cigarette the last time we met. Had he been robbed by the people he was talking to then? On the bright side, I did get his rifle with its full magazine case. Alright, we gotta hide the body. So, take the rifle and hide the body behind the crates in the ration warehouse. I hid the body in the corner of the ration warehouse and crept back outside to check that there was nobody nearby. It seems deserted. In a distance past the parade ground, a giant bonfire was burning where the command unit used to be. I need to move quickly before the fire started to die down on its own. Alright, let's go down into the jail, baby. Let's do it! It was pitch black in the dark jail. I couldn't make out the bars or the cell beyond them. I felt for the lock and started trying the keys. Until now, I hadn't let myself even consider that none of the keys I've got from the HQ wouldn't work. I was about to find out. The first key didn't work. The second key didn't work. The third got stuck. I strained to turn the key, and it finally did. With a screech, the lock fell open. Who's there? I heard Sasha says, her voice tense. It's me. The cell opened. Come out. You're free. There was a pause, and then I heard myself. And I heard my daughter's footstep. You? Hey, this is some kind of joke between you and Boris? You can go to hell. I want to get some sleep. I've got a tough day tomorrow. Tough and very short. Sasha, come out. Hurry up. We can't hang around. Come on. Sasha fell silent, like she was considering her options.
All right. Let's say I believe you. Do you have a plan? How do you plan to get out of this soldier-infested town?
For starters, take a gun. You might have to fight, but don't you dare fire unless I tell you to. Give Sasha one of the rifles.
You're either insanely brave or insanely stupid, Sasha laughed,
taking the weapons, but there was an undertone of respect in her voice.
Just don't start telling me when to shoot and when to stop. I know what I'm doing. You have no idea of the hell I've been through.
You went through hell, saving your own skin. I went through hell, trying to find and save you and Mom.
Well, did it work? Sasha mocked. And now I'm saving you from the firing squad, risking my own life.
Oh, wait a minute. And now I'm saving you from the firing squad, risking my own life. In the process, maybe you could pretend to be the least bit grateful. Sasha clearly wasn't enjoying the conversation anymore.
So you gave me a gun now?
What? She asked curtly. We're getting out of here. I'll tell you everything on the way. Sasha and I are starting outside the ration warehouse, beyond the parade grounds. The command unit is burning furiously. As I watch the leaping flames, I started thinking, if this whole town burns, it will be my fault. Some of the locals could die from their injuries, but even so, I still couldn't done anything different. I couldn't let them kill my daughter. I couldn't. In the east, over the canal, my car sits gleaming in the moonlight. We don't have much time. I need to decide on our next move. All right, guys. Well, we gotta run to the side of the canteen. We heard her along the canal towards the canteen. We paused to catch our breath at the door, then started for the weapons warehouse when Sasha grabbed my arm and pointed at something up ahead. 2 soldiers were coming toward us from the direction of the barracks. They were running and would catch sight of us at any moment. We couldn't hide in the canteen. The door was locked. All right, the best decision, guys. We gotta run to the canteen through the kitchen before anybody sees us. Sasha and I ran around the canteen building, dashed into the kitchen, and through the canteen itself. The soldiers didn't seem to have noticed us. Then we heard a noise coming from the kitchen, like something heavy was being moved. I trained the rifle on the door. If anybody came in here, I was going to shoot them. Sasha gritted her teeth next to me. Nobody came in, and after a few minutes, the soldiers left. We went out into the kitchen. What were they doing in here? A barrel of water had gone. I hadn't realized that Stepnoy's water supply was so bad. I hoped the fire wouldn't reach the diesel tank after all. Sasha distracted me from these thoughts, demanding that we would keep moving. All right, let's leave. As soon as we reached the infirmary door, I realized how tough it would be to reach the parking lot without being seen. There were around 100 people standing in the parade ground, passing buckets filled with water from the canal along a human chain.
What now?
Sasha asked sullenly. Let's keep going. In lieu of reply, I pulled her into the infirmary washroom. The bedridden patient saw Sasha and were about to cry out, but I threatened them with the rifle.
I thought you had everything under control,
Sasha said icily.
Hole up here until they find us? That's your big plan?
Be quiet, I told her.
We can't run across the parade ground. What can we do?
All right, let's hide in the back room and wait. I was pulled away from my fevered thought by the sound of the infirmary door creaking open. Somebody walked in. I spied a lieutenant through the gap in the door. He looked terrible. His clothes must have caught fire, and he rolled across on the ground to put it out. His face and arms were horribly burned. The lieutenant was clearly heading to the attendant's room where the medical supplies were kept. Sasha and I ran into the garden, closing the door behind us. I would wait for the lieutenant to get the medical supplies and leave, but instead, The door to the garden was thrown open suddenly. The lieutenant stood in the doorway. He spotted Sasha and raved his rifle. One of the patients must have told him about us. All right, we gotta knock the lieutenant out with the crowbar. But Sasha was faster. The speed with which she grabbed the rifle and shot the lieutenant in the stomach was simply superhuman. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. The lieutenant dropped his rifle, moved back, and slowly sank to the floor. Sasha turned to me and made a gesture of invitation. I didn't know what she meant. Then Sasha waved her hand, coolly stepped over to the injured lieutenant, and shot him in his disfigured face. Was that necessary?
You think you're gonna teach me morals or something? Sasha snarled. Go to hell! Life has already taught me all I need to know.
He wouldn't have done anything to us.
Oh, really?
Sasha lifted the hem of dead man's shirt, and I saw the handle of the gun.
You're saying that snake wouldn't have hit you from behind if he had the chance?
Well, our daughter is smart. Sasha was ready to go back to the infirmary, but I stopped her. Not so fast.
Huh? Not so fast? Are you deaf? I can hear less crackling now. The fire will be out soon. We can't wait. We need to get out of here while we still can. We can't just run out straight to the bridge. The parade ground is full of people. Are you going to shoot your way through all of them?
No. Fine. We'll run across the parade ground to get to the bridge. Let's hope we can slip through in the dark while everybody is distracted. Sasha and I ran to the bridge as fast as we could. Since the fire was already under control, the parade ground was poorly lit, and it would be difficult to pick me and Sasha out from the crowd of suit-covered people running around. We bumped into soldiers a few times, but they just released a colorful scream of curse words at us and ran on to pour water on the flames. Then some soldier turned around and watched us go with narrowed eyes. The bridge was behind us. We were in the parking lot. As I hoped, the guards had joined the firefighting efforts, and there was nobody guarding the gate. Now, we just had to get to a car, started, break through the gate, and... Get down! Sasha screamed desperately. As we moved to dive behind the nearest UAZ, somebody unleashed automatic gunfire on us. It was coming from the bridge. The bullets broke the windows of the UAZ, and we were showered with shards. A few seconds later, the gunfire suddenly stopped. I raised my head and saw our pursuer through the broken window. There were 5 of them, all with AKs. They had crossed the bridge and were drawing closer to us.
We need to get out of here, or they'll surround us and we'll be toast,
Sasha whispered. All right, I think the best decision for this one is stay where you are and return fire. I ignored Sasha's furious protests and made her stay behind the UAZ. It wasn't great cover, but running to another spot would be even more dangerous. The fighters stopped a few paces from the car. 3 started coming from the left, 2 from the right.
They'll kill us before we get even one of them. There are too many of them,
Sasha whispered in my ears. Ignore and open fire. Let's see here. Let's use that. Well, we gotta start fighting now. Alright, let's do this. Let's fight them. See if we can kill all of them. Yeah, we can. No! I needed every single bullets. Oh! Alright, well, let's do that so that he'll just shoot my woofie. Let's blind one of them. And Sasha, girl, I need you to be safe. Good, we're good. We got 2 more left. That's all we need. Wow, they're missing all those shots. They suck. All right, next. Let's move here. Great. Let's bite him. There we go. That was easy peasy. After finishing off our opponents, we dragged ourselves to the car. Sasha dived into the cab first, and I followed. We only had one tiny thing left to do. Break through the gate. I put the key in the ignition, turned it, and nothing happened. What the hell? I tried to start the car over and over. It was no use. I threw myself back in the seat and roared with dumb helplessness. We were going to be caught because of engine trouble, of all things. It was no use. They're here! Sasha laughed bitterly, and we're so close! She got out of the car, walked a few meters toward the gate, and immediately came back. We got a minute to come up with something. There's a squad on the bridge, 10 or 12 guys, all armed, and Boris is with them.
What are we gonna do? Surrender? Or would you rather shoot yourself in style?
Sasha asked with a sad, wry smile. The soldiers weren't visible from the car. The Kamaz and the UAZ lay between us and them. I adjusted my grip on the rifle and opened the door.
Where the hell are you going? They'll destroy you.
Now we'll see if they love their commander as much as they say, I replied. No.
Are you nuts?
My plan was insanely risky, but I couldn't think of any alternative. I ran around the motorcycles and reached the Kamaz, where I dove underneath it and hid behind the wheel. The soldier had just rounded the cab and were moving toward the vehicle when I pointed the barrel into the major's back. Freeze! Drop the weapon now. The soldiers raised their rifle, but Boris raised a cautionary hand. Then he smoothly dropped his own rifle on the ground and turned to me. In the look he gave me, I couldn't detect even a hint of fear, only cold focus. I wish I could be as self-possessed as this man. What do you hope to achieve here? He asked in a tired voice. We do have 11 people, all armed. You're not leaving here alive. You too, Boris. You'll keep us company in hell. I'm not afraid of death, but what's the point? Why don't we settle this peacefully? Surrender right now, and I promise to spare your life. After everything I've done, I don't believe you. You're entitled to your skepticism, but you got no other way out. Yes, you're coming with us. The others can keep a low profile. Boris narrowed his eyes. What if I refuse? Then you get a gift, a fatal one. Neither of you would outlive me by much. We haven't had anything to lose in a long time, Major. Boris scratched his gray head. Then he nodded and set off towards the vehicle. I followed him, keeping my gun trained on him. The guard hung back by the Kamaz, their eyes full of hate drilling into my back. The major scrambled clumsily into the back seat. Sasha turned around and pointed her rifle at his head. Where are we headed? Boris inquired in a surprisingly calm voice. Start the vehicle. The vehicle just sputtered. I tried again with the same result. Sterpnoid has a good mechanic if you need one, Boris said, permitted himself the little joke. I turned the key into the ignition with such fury that it bent a little. The vehicle sputtered again, and suddenly the engine roared to life. Not believing my luck, I gave it gas. We rushed forward. All right, let's drive toward the gates. Hold tight! Oh, hold tight, I shouted at Sasha. The vehicle smashed into the gate at the full tilt. The collision shook us, but as I suspected, the hinges didn't hold. We broke through. The military town was behind us. Drive away. After about 10 kilometers, we had hit top speed. Then I sharply pulled into the side of the road. You can go back to your people, I told my prisoner, or wait here for them to find you. I think they're already looking.
You're actually letting him go? Sasha asked in a shocked. Are you serious? I've been waiting this whole drive for the moment I get to blow that brains out.
Boris climbed outside, but he didn't leave. Instead, he turns to me. Before I go, can I ask you something? I got out of the car, slammed the door shut. Sasha muttered.
Oh, sure. Let's hang out around until the old Stefnoy shows up.
What is it that you want to know, Boris? Spit it out. I want to ask, why? Why what? Why did you do it? You set the command unit on fire. Killed my guys. For what? I was surprised to find that there were no hatred or judgment in his face. Just sorrow. And it made me angry. What length would you have gone to for your child, Boris? For Vasily? You'd do anything for him. But if he was a traitor, remember, you said that you would kill your own son? I have only one thing to say to that. Hogwash. Boris didn't respond right away. You're right. I think I would have killed him. But, I couldn't have lived with myself afterward. You made a different choice. And, I can understand why you did it. I spat contemptuously. No, I don't think you can. I can, Boris replied with more certainty. I'm not excusing it, but I understand. And then I started laughing, right in his face. My frayed nerves had finally snapped. My laughter was bitter and frightening, so frightening that Boris flinched. You're not excusing it, is that it? But you can understand, right? I hissed finally. You can understand? Like hell you can! By your standards, I should have just stood by and calmly watched you kill my daughter? I pulled out the rifle and pointed it at Boris. Go to hell! Boris turned red, and he clenched his fist. I would have had Vasily kill it, if I had known he was a traitor. I was about to reply, but then Sasha appeared beside me, red-faced and disheveled.
You would have had your own son killed? Is that right? You bee! She roared at Boris. Then listen carefully. When your precious son, your pride and joy, was captured and taken to the Abakan base, he threw himself at the bandits' feet, dripping with snot, and started begging them not to hurt him. They didn't torture him. They didn't beat him like you beat me. He gave you all up. He told them everything he knew. The number of soldiers in Stepnoy, the armament, the defensive fortification, the weak spots. He even offered to show them. What do you think about that? It was me, Sasha continued in a frenzy. I was the one who killed your son. I sliced him open like a pig with these hands. What do you have to say now? That it wasn't fair? That it wasn't justice? Your son was a traitor, and I got my revenge. You said it yourself. You'd have had your own son killed. You would have killed him yourself. And so why are you looking at me like you hate my guts? You shouldn't. You should want to kiss me. A shot from Makarov handgun interrupted her speech. Boris was still holding the gun when Sasha slumped against the car door, moaning the bullet had hit her in the stomach. I pulled the trigger on the rifle. Boris flinched, dropped his gun, and slowly fell to the ground. Boris, you shot my daughter! Oh, you sneaky snake! I ran over to Sasha. She was still standing, hunched over, pressing her hand to her stomach. Everything? Hater, let's go. Hurry, she whispered weakly. I tracked her gaze. Black dots had appeared on the road coming from the military town. I didn't waste any time. I laid Sasha on the back seat and started the engine. I turned around one last time. The major hand, which had spasmed and clenched
around a clump of yellow grass, loosened, and fell into the dirt of the roadside. Oh, finally, we are done with the quest. Wow, woo! Alright, well, I'm gonna call the video, guys. Thank you for coming along on this long journey. If you love more of this, don't forget to leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'll see you guys next time.